Good evening, everybody. This is Gordon from Greyhawk Gaming. I am joined this evening by Alan playing Xerxes, Mickey playing Siren, Richard playing Carcarius, and Neville, the invisible Beirut. Well, the invisible Neville as Beirut, whatever. When last we saw our heroes, they had returned from their sojourn into the dreaded... Oh, wait, I just fucked that up. Into the Dreadwoods, the dreaded woods. And... were teleported back via some mysterious ways, walking along the Shadow Fringe, back to Saltmarsh, where they were called into a council meeting, and a request was made that they infiltrate the Sahuagin fortress that is around 50 miles to the southwest of Saltmarsh, as they need a lay of the land. Do you guys remember what your mission details were, your objectives? Stealth.
Yeah, something like don't get caught.
Stealth. Well, try not to get caught if you can.
Wait, no, we're doing stealth.
Find out the numbers, find out how far they are, and kill as many as we can without them noticing.
No. That was not one of the mission parameters. You failed.
That's Barry's personal mission parameter.
Reports on structure layout. Map has been provided. 3-level cave system. Number of enemies, types of enemies, and how many commanders, where are they housed, determine location of traps and choke points, how advanced are their preparations, and how soon will they attack.
Precisely.
Excellent. Those are the things.
Oh,
Somebody
where did I
took
touch?
Thank you, note taker.
There'll be 1,000 gold each.
How much?
1,000, please.
Yeah, tell me, just a question: how much alchemist fire can we get our hands on?
Does fire burn underwater?
I don't know. Probably.
It's magical fire.
No, it's alchemical fire.
I'm just thinking. This is just a thought. I remember somebody dropping a spade. What if it was alchemist fire instead?
We would still be in the same situation.
Yeah. Good luck dropping anything in water.
No, it's 3 floors. 2 is under the water. The other one's on top.
Exactly. There was something. Yeah, alchemist fire.
I'm just thinking distraction here, because he can always dimension door to us.
Oh, is there any way to make a depth charge in D&D?
It's called
what?
shatter.
Wait.
Or delayed fireball.
Delayed
The
fireball.
problem with alchemy,
Delayed fireball.
Yeah. Well, usually
Yeah, as a depth.
I think it's still
As a depth charge.
Basically, it's a special spell. It's cast at, I think it was a level 5 spell. I don't know if it's still around. But basically, you would cast it, and it would have a delay. Either it could be used like a trap, or it could be by a command word, or by some sort of parameter. It was quite cool.
That's cool.
Delayed blast fireball, level 7.
Oh, is it level 7 nowadays? That's some
sorry?
serious shit.
Concentration up to a minute. Range 150 feet.
Are we that level already?
No. You most
I was like,
certainly
what
are not. However, I can put you in touch with an alchemist. Before you leave, you are paid a visit by none other than Maldara. And she says to you, I'm so glad to see you. The council has had me prepare a little gift for you. Something useful, since you will be going underwater, apparently. And she hands you a sack, and inside that sack is 4 potions of water breathing. She says, be warned. Use them only at the right moment, because it only lasts for an hour. And this is all I could make.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
She says, is there anything else you can think of that you might need? If I have the stores, I will try to make it for you. Or if I have it available, should I say, I will try and make it available to you.
A potion of water breathing for my young dragon friend.
Oh. I forgot to
Luckily-
get your little dragon friend.
Luckily,
Just
Whiskers
a
don't need to
vial.
worry about
Doesn't need
that.
a full potion, just a vial.
Just a vial. Just a
He
little-
can have the last sip of yours. He should be fine.
Yeah, like I'll say if each of you like cut off like 5 minutes from your breathing, Bims can breathe. he can slurp out the rest. Don't worry about
yeah.
Bim. She'll have something for him too.
What?
So anything else?
No.
Siren? You look like a cat with a problem.
Trying to remember faces and names. I'm just here like, I heard don't drown. Just being like that one meme like, who are you? I don't remember.
Maldara.
Yeah.
Maldara is the alchemist lady that you helped rescue her lady
The
love,
lover. The lesbian lover.
whose name I was trying to remember.
The one that we used to sell
Yuri.
shit to.
Is it Yuri? No.
Yeah, something like that. I'm trying to find my notes. Important.
Oh, before we go, the haversack.
Yes,
we,
Yuri
we,
Yotuza.
we were
I stole
discussing
one.
either
I
the
think I was
bar
here.
Well,
or
hang on,
the.
I can't hear Alan.
Yeah.
No,
He's talking
can you
about
hear
the
me?
handy haversack.
Yeah, so either the bard or the cleric we were discussing either the bard or the cleric should take it.
Yeah.
Is it attunement?
No. It's a bag of holding, and I think it would be best suited if the bard holds on to it, because you usually don't come into a fight.
Think of it as the world's coolest backpack.
Can I stuff?
Yes, you can
Mia.
stuff your husband in it,
120 pounds worth
but
of
he
it.
will not
You
live.
can stuff pieces of your husband in it.
It doesn't
Only
go
up
to
to
plan.
120 pounds.
Ellen, I don't know why. Is Ellen very...
It sounds like he's bubbly. It sounds like he's underwater.
Yeah, it actually sounds like you're underwater. That's actually quite an apt thing.
Description.
Not sure if it's just the mic. Anyway, it's
Don't tell
might
him
be,
you.
might be worth it. Thanks, Alan.
This thing is so fucked though.
Yours and mine both. I see that this pleather stuff is like starting to just evaporate at this point. Time for a new one. Alright, so is there anything else that you need from Maldara? Now would be the time to ask it.
Do you perhaps have any alchemist's fire or acid vial bottles? Or acid? Is it acid?
I do have some acids. Alchemist Fire might have a couple of bottles banging around.
Acid.
And do you have any
little bit-
potions that might help with stealthy activities?
Oh shit, okay. Cool, Alan. And it just needs to restart quickly. Any potions that might help with stealthy activities?
Yes.
Unfortunately,
It's a bit disconcerting that fire stuff is bouncing around or banging around.
I can help with your stealth. I'm very stealthy. Kind of stealthy.
Nice.
I'm very persuasive.
Yeah, actually, one of your party members may need to consider some stealthy armor.
Yeah. No, that's why I was thinking something with stealth, because if we can get something with stealth, that's like maybe a pass without trace kind of a thing. It
So-
immediately bumps him by 10.
Sovereign glue.
Question: does
Sovereign.
Maldara may actually know? Is there anywhere in town I can find mithril armor?
Mithril? No, you'll have to get dwarves to get you that.
Figured as much.
Did you have a dwarf in your
Oh,
party?
let me take this.
I'm sure he can arrange
Oh.
something for you.
Yeah.
And we went off to sort out some stuff. So
Wait, that's on my inventory.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I can ask Captain Zendros for you.
I'd appreciate that.
Maybe we can import something. But ain't
Now
gonna
I
be
feel
now.
offended.
Who's
Because
offended?
I'm not in. Me, because I just now got it, because you're never in combat. You mean.
It's
So rude.
but accurate.
Gosh.
Tell me, That purple worm protective plate, what kind of armor can we make with that, and does it require...
If you open it up, it should tell you. Does it not?
It should.
2 plates can be crafted into a set of plate armor, or into a set of half plate armor. Okay, so it doesn't give any special property to the plate
Other than
armor.
you have purple worm plate armor.
Yeah, I know. I thought maybe it has the same effect as mithril. Yeah, it
No, it is non-magical.
doesn't impose disadvantage.
Don't forget, I do have the Death Knight's helmet on my head.
Death Knight's helmet.
It's on my head. I'm wearing
Much
it.
better, Alan.
Just this plate, piece
No,
of
just-
metal armor with the rest of your ensemble.
Yeah, so if no one can see my face, I'll just nod and make sure it makes like a... It'll make like a rattling noise as if I nod like...
I'd like to think that wherever you walk, all you hear is like emanating from inside the helm, even though you're not doing it, you hear spooky ghost noises, like a really corny...
And I'll get jump scared one time. Unexpectedly be like, what the fuck?
And I'm sure that shit. What's her name?
The helm of
Carmen.
hooves.
Your sword. Will
Aramel.
be happy with it. Aramel, yes. I'm sure she'll be happy with those sounds going on all over the place.
I still need to roll up the properties for that helmet. I have not done so.
You are now cursed.
No.
Immortality.
Ooh, that would be cool. No.
Yeah, that would be a cool curse. You turn all skeletal. Your future husband has a very hard time.
No,
Coming
well,
to
like I
terms
said
with
to
it.
you last week, the helm is going to have the ability to see 10 feet into basically the ethereal
Ethereal.
plane. So you'll be able, if you're wearing the helm, you'll be able to notice invisible creatures within 10 feet of you.
So I'll be more crazy. Thanks.
Yeah. And that includes, strangely enough, people in the Shadow Fringe, I think. So like you guys were traveling with the Death Knight through this semi-material, semi-shadowy place to travel quickly. If there's anybody hanging around that Shadow Fringe about to step out, you would be able to see them. You might also be able to see portals into this place, or into the actual realm of shadow itself.
That is a bloody scary, like, magic power.
I
to
am
have.
useful.
Yep.
Yeah, and you'll be going alone.
So, Madara says she has 2 alchemist's fires for you, and you want a vial of acid. I think it's
No,
Eyes fell off.
just wanted to know, and if there's anything that can help with stealth.
Yep.
I'm just thinking for the general party because I'm freaking broke.
What do you mean
she
you're
doesn't have
broke?
anything that will help with stealth.
What did you buy?
Nothing. Remember, you helped me. I still owe you like lots
No,
and lots of
you don't.
scarf walks and Tensor's floating disc
How
traveling.
about you get me the finest wine and I'll be happy.
So she'll give
Oh,
you
I'll go
2
ask the druid to make some.
2
Exactly.
acid vials and 2 alchemist's fires.
Because I think they'll come in handy.
Eh,
We might need to get through some rusted doors or something. The acid will help a lot.
yeah.
You got all your caltrips and things, hey Alan. You all sorted yourself out with that stuff.
Yeah, I believe so.
And
mine as well.
Maldara says, if you want help with stealth, she points at you, Carcarius. She says, you might want to
Yeah.
lose all that metal. Especially if you're going underwater. You know how buoyancy
Yeah.
works, right?
Yeah, the problem is I have to keep these fuckers alive, and if I don't have metal, I die first.
But
No.
this is a sneaky type mission.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Why
Like,
don't you
what-
get yourself
what
some
would-
good studded armor? Studded leather. Still
would
decent
that do
leather.
the same?
Eh,
Not the
I-
same, but you would at least not make as much noise.
Well, I do
Maybe
have
that's
some.
not- yeah.
I have a spare studded leather if you want it.
I don't think I trust your studded leather. Did it come from Xerxes' shop?
No, it's what I started with.
It's black.
What I started with. So it's black. It's stealthy.
And
As
it's
long as
got,
it doesn't come with the ball gag.
I was just about to say that is an optional extra. God, the leather worker
Interesting.
shop here in old, what's her name, Kestrel. She's gonna have some interesting orders from Xerxes' establishment. All right. Anything else you guys can think of? Did you drop your leather armor into the party sheet so Richard can have a look at it?
I am dragging it over now. Okay, should be there now.
Cool. Let's see. And
Check. I'm just busy looking for any other armor that I might have
Hey.
lying around.
yeah, no, I need to find different armor because I drop 4 points of AC if I put studded leather on.
Oh, it's better than, but you have no disadvantage on stealth. Sorry, hold on one second quickly. I just need to
Let's
plug
see.
my headphones in.
Where are items there?
How about just temporarily for this mission?
Oh, sorry.
No? Oh, fine.
Dum.
I'm trying to. No, I can't find the thing that I'm looking for, and I don't know why.
How about-
Here it is.
Breastplate armor.
Breastplate.
Yeah.
It's not going to give you
No,
disadvantage.
it's not.
Half plate, that doesn't. No.
No, breastplate. Breastplate is medium armor. Yeah.
No, it's only once you reach scale mail that starts giving disadvantage.
Yeah, I do have some metal armor, but unfortunately, it does provide disadvantage on
So
scale mail. Yeah, so it's disadvantaged.
400 gold for breastplate. I'm fairly certain
I can
they'll be able
go
to
for
find you a set of breastplate armor, just temporarily for this mission, if you want it.
Here we go. Cool. I'll just drag it across for myself. Where I can find it. What's the difference between infused breastplate and breastplate?
Infused is an alchemist. It's a haze thing. Haze can make you that shit if you want.
Let me do that. Then
Yeah, we'll just transport him out of hell momentarily to
Yep.
come and help out the Carcarius.
You know what
There
they
we go.
say. All roads lead to hell.
Mhm.
So,
That they do.
No?
anything
Oh, no.
else?
put that on, and then you see, like, to put this armor on, I actually use the magical ability of my armor to cast it off. So I'm like just standing,
Just stand there
just like, pop, and then slowly start putting on normal armor. It's like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
Not quite. It's not quite as refined as one of the Iron Man scenes.
I still want to find a way to make it cast on armor as well.
Hey, could be done.
But you want a don and a doff armor.
Insta
Yep.
armor. All right.
Literally an Iron Man suit.
So what else are we doing, folks? Or am I fast forwarding?
We're getting to the damn ship.
Okay. So your ship comes
And I wanna
into
go
port
check
at some
my
other
galley.
point while this is happening. Some soldiers and things get off of it. Your crew is still mostly the same. You still have mostly the same Marines. You lost a few of them at a point. But old... oh, crikey. Now I've closed my note, hey. What was the commander's name? Whoops.
Is Oceanus all like ripped and buffed and a couple of levels stronger now?
No. All he's been doing is helping ferry goods around.
But it's working on a ship. I mean, the last time he was on a ship, he was a prisoner. Surely he's gained something.
Oh, crikey. I'm trying to find this dude's name. I don't know if I'm just looking over it. What the hell, dude? Can anybody remember that guy's name?
What's that?
Captain, commander. I don't know how to hire the Marines properly.
Irival, what? Something like that. I can't think of his name now, and I can't find my note. But anyway, he salutes as you come on board, and he says to you, it's been a fairly uneventful thing. The beach where the strange artifact landed is still secure. There is a 24-hour rotating guard of paladins around the thing, but so far no further undead have arisen. The paladins have cleansed the beach. They have crunched the bones up into splinters and powder and consecrated as much of the area as possible to make it more difficult for such an event to happen again. He says, I hear that we have another mission.
We do. But firstly, how's my galley? If I get down there and it's a mess, there's going to be hell to pay.
He says, we actually have a new recruit who has been assisting in the galley since you haven't been around to cook for the crew. His name is Jacob. And he's actually not too bad. Apparently he used to work at some sort of inn. And he wields a pan better than a sword.
I still say a cast iron frying pan is one of the greatest weapons to ever exist.
He is most skillful in its use. So
Cool. I shall go and interrogate and query and check his culinary skills, and I'll push past and go downstairs.
basically this guy's just like a line chef. He knows how to make simple meals, good meals, and he keeps the crew happy and fed.
Okay, well, Whiskers is going to bounce around the kitchen, and so is my unseen servant.
Cool. Also on board is Oceanus, and he gives all of you guys actually more of a hug than a handshake, and professes how much he has missed you all, and he is glad. He cannot wait to experience new things at your side. And he says he cannot wait for some revenge against those Sahuagin bastards. His common has come along nicely. He's quite fluent. He still speaks with a strange accent. But, yeah.
And how's your aim? Is that improved?
Oh.
I have been practicing diligently.
Oh,
We'll
that's
see.
good.
We'll
The
see.
chef does not appreciate me stealing apples. No. Just saying.
I'd say if you do it in practice, ask Beru, because he may stab you if you try to steal an apple.
Yes.
So let me add the Wave Piercer and Oceanus. Refresh my memory, Neville. You had a contract with Bayleaf.
I did. But then
He went his
Bayleaf
own way.
disappeared, yes.
I think he left you guys in Seaton, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Bayleaf wanted to do his own thing for a bit, and he said he'd come back if he feels like he wants some more hazardous adventure. Because he said we're too hazardous.
He's, at the end of the day, he's skilled, but he's also... he knows the better part of that.
We're detrimental to one's health.
That's part of the adventure.
So, anyway, fresh supplies are loaded up on the ship. All your gear and stuff is loaded on. And you see the ship is in good condition. Who is captain for this voyage?
I'm already walking away from this conversation.
I'm gonna go steal an apple. He can't do anything about it. Ha.
Xerxes, you are captain for this voyage.
I'm navigating though.
Oh shit, yeah.
What about Ben?
She was first mate and captain last time around.
Bims can do it.
Yeah, let Bims be captain. Pulls out tiny captain hat out of nowhere. Here
I
you
had
go.
the same thought.
Yeah, it's a tiny captain's hat, otherwise it's not official.
So Bims flies. I was going to say flutter, but he doesn't. He's not a flutter.
He's like
He
sitting on
flies
the wheel.
over to the steering wheel, and it's sort of like a wooden post. Not post. Think if you got your upper deck.
Does he land on it and like
castle and that?
He's
basically
does he land on one of the handles and it just slowly starts like tipping falls?
This is a big ship. His weight is not going to do that. He's a tiny
I have a
creature.
question.
Yeah.
Bims can't talk out loud in common. How is he going to communicate the instructions for the crew?
Through Xerxes.
Yeah, Xerxes.
So guess what, Xerxes? You're a captain.
And Xerxes will tell me.
He give commands to every creature within 100 feet.
He can talk to me,
wow.
and I'll communicate.
120.
120 feet.
Jeez, okay.
Haha. Oh shit, no, I gave
He's
myself
the
a
best
word.
captain, actually.
Fuck.
Alright, I'm just going to go up to Bims and I'll say, you telepathically give your commands in my head. You're going to be in trouble. Leave me.
Tell me.
I think the only commands you're gonna get
Bumble
are
just tell you-
feed me.
Yeah, but we'll just tell you, just make the damn food, so...
Just keep that meat coming. Don't give
Oh,
me
we've
no
got
apples.
plenty purple worm.
Actually, this is Bims. He just fucking eat anything. But anyway,
Yeah, I've got plenty purple worm. 2 rations a day for him for a long time.
Actually, this is Bims. He'd probably be fine with that.
He'll be very happy with
Exotic.
his exotic purple worm.
Exactly.
Oh,
Actually, I'll give some purple worm to old Jacob. See what he thinks about it. Ask him if there's something he can do about it.
So anyway, the ship starts making its way out of the bay, turns the what do you call it, the little peninsula,
Sorry.
that strange stone it was sitting on, and starts making its way west along the coast.
Tell me, the way we're going, are we going past the Crystal Island? Or not?
Yes, it is possible to go past there.
I'll just ask Carcarius, do you want to maybe just go check that your ward's still in place? Seeing as we are sort of going in that direction.
His ward, he would know that it's still in place.
Yeah.
If his ward is broken,
Oh, would you? Well, how am I supposed to know this?
No, we're okay.
I'm asking him.
I think there's no need to revisit that crystal yet until I have more information.
Okay.
Let's deal with the current threat and then we'll look at that.
Okay, so in other words, we do not attack mission.
Yes.
So, Mr. Navigator,
Like our first mission.
you were given a crude map by the lizard folk in the town council meeting, so that you know this island is about 50 miles to the west-southwest, near the estuary of the Jovan River. There's pretty much, you know the features, so 50 miles, I'm trying to remember exactly how fast your ship can travel. I'm trying to get away
50 miles per hour.
Really? No.
I don't know.
5 miles per hour.
close.
120
Close
miles
enough.
per day. So,
Alright,
10
so
hours time. So you guys basically would have left sometime mid-morning. So by the time you're getting close to this place, I mean, there's no funny business along the way. It's pretty much plain sailing.
Well, the only funny business is Beirut sitting at the back of the ship fishing with his galley wine by his side.
Galley wine.
My wine.
Your wine. Okay, cool. So Beirut was fishing off the back of the boat.
AKA, he's not expecting to catch fish. He's just there to drink today.
Mr. Navigator, I have a question for you though. Would you be using your spyglass to like keep an eye on looking out for the features that were described to you?
Yeah, wouldn't I? I would imagine so.
That's why I'm asking the question. Because if so,
Yeah.
I would like you to make a perception check with advantage for me.
With advantage, or just add my proficiency twice?
Oh wait, yeah, no, sorry, it's the proficiency thing. I forgot about that. So yeah, do that. Double proficiency.
Yeah.
So as you guys start getting closer and closer to the area, Xerxes, you are keeping a careful watch out of a...
Is that 18? Is it +3?
Yes. Why is your effect... Oh, you're not proficient with perception.
No. But my proficiency is +3. Which proficiency is it? My level proficiency or my proficiency
I think it's
in
just your level proficiency.
Perception.
So
So
it's going to be an 18. No, it's pretty good. So as you guys start getting closer, Xerxes basically calls you above deck as he starts describing what he sees through his spyglass. Not too far, you may be about 2,000 feet away from it at this point. The sun is starting to dip a little bit, and you see this island, this rocky outcropping. It's around 500 feet wide, and you can clearly see this stone causeway leading up to what appears to be a flat ledge on the north. I must get my directions right. Northeastern side. It looks like it wouldn't be too difficult to climb the rocks themselves, but at this point in time, that causeway meeting that ledge is about 80 feet. No, it's not. It's 20 feet. Sorry, above the water. From what the lizard folk told you, and they would have told you this, they gave you the basic things of the lair, because you said earlier that I did mention that it was a 3-level complex. The lizard folk would have told you also that the only alterations they made to the place was to build steps or staircases linking the 3 levels together. They also tell you that the main entrance that they used to use was a large cave facing the seacoast. However, since the Sahuagin have somehow managed to sink the island by about 2/3, that cave, that particular entrance, is now underwater. So you are aware that there is another entrance there as well. But as you get closer, like I said, you see this cave entrance, and as the ship hugs the coast, it becomes more and more apparent as you're looking through the spyglass that causeway... I just noticed the hat. That causeway does appear to be leading up to what appears to be 10-foot tall stone doors that are currently closed. Bim says to you telepathically, "Should we stop here? Do you want to get closer?" You don't see any movement, however. There's
How far away did you
nothing
say
on the
we were?
beach, there's nothing on that causeway.
How far away did you say we were?
Well, this is as you guys were approaching, so you guys are probably now around 1,000 feet away from the island. So, what are your guys' ideas? How do you want to approach this island? You are
probably yell
aware
around.
of 2 entrances.
Is there anything to kill yet?
No. There is nothing to kill yet. An option is to wait.
Well, if we're going to do stealthy recon kind of thing, we need to approach, check if there's anything on the causeway. Because if we can get a spot on the causeway to have a look down at the island, we can get a rough lay of the land, if I could put it like that.
No, you misunderstand me. The causeway is level. It's like a stone bridge leading
Yeah.
from the coast to the island.
Yes.
So you can always go on.
You said
can always make a
causeway is
landing.
20 feet up.
Yeah, no, I think I misspoke.
Because the island was 3 levels up, so 20 feet would be right.
No. Hold on. Let me just double check my facts here. Did I say 20 feet?
You did. We're basing our plans on what you're telling us.
No. No, it's about 10. It depends. Hold on. Let me find my notes. Look, I have actual notes.
You are our leader today. I'm not thinking.
You're not thinking. Okay, I will provide hints. But no, the idea is, you know, these 2 entrances. The causeway, I think, only juts about 10 feet out, okay?
Well, as also keep in mind, I now have access to a spell called Control Water.
Yes, you do.
Can you make
Um,
everything in the water die?
I can part the water up to 100 feet in a cube.
I was about to say, you
Nice.
can do Moses on the water.
I can create a whirlpool.
Also
Well,
It'll
nice.
take us down faster.
Hold on, 100 feet what?
It's freestanding water inside an area you choose that is a cube up to 100 feet on a side. So 100-foot cube.
100-foot cube. That covers that entire fucking island.
I think
I was
Gordon.
going to say,
Wait.
the length
So-
of the causeway, I think, is 120 feet long. So,
Yeah.
wow.
But that
but-
won't be stealthy. Just.
No, but that makes life easier for us. We don't have to breathe underwater because you've displaced all the water out of the way. All you need to do is stay the hell out of the way
Yeah.
so that
How
nobody
long
gets
does
to
it
you.
last?
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay, interesting.
10 minutes, that's a few rounds.
Yeah, but it's the water that you can see. That you can
Yeah.
displace.
You cause the it's you control any freestanding water inside an area you choose that is a cube. It doesn't say anything about sight. You can choose from any of the following effects. And I can swap on an action, I can swap what the water does. So I can literally party close.
Every 6 seconds for 10 minutes.
It's like, open, close, whirlpool, go.
Interesting. That is certainly an option. From what you know, you think that that second entrance, that used to be the main entrance, is now around 80 feet down. But it is underwater. So, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to land? Do you want to try to climb the
I say
island?
we
Do you
need to
want
land.
Sail around it?
My recommendation would be to land around about 500 to 700 feet out. It's just sticking close so that they don't see us. Because Xerxes checked through the spyglass and that, so we're quite a distance out there. They can't really see us with the naked eye, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then we hoof it in from there, dodging and ducking and seeing if there's anybody we see on the way there. See how, because we don't know how far out their fortifications go from the fortress.
From what the lizard folk told you, they have no presence on the land.
Yeah, I don't trust nobody.
Okay.
The
guys
Sahuagin have no presence on the land.
No, but they are sea people. Shark
With
people.
you.
They're dicks.
They can go on
Yeah.
land, but it's not exactly their preference. You can always make
Do you know what
landfall and just
they-
like camp for a little bit and watch the place, see what
Yeah,
happens.
I wouldn't mind chilling for a bit and just like observing.
Yeah, see if we can work out
Yeah,
any
but-
routine that they have for.
That's my thought of we going on the land, and we just check, because if they don't have anything on the land, we can get up fairly close,
Yeah,
and we can
starting
watch
the
their movements for a
reconnaissance
while.
mission with reconnaissance makes sense. Alright, so all in favor of going on
Okay,
land?
I'll
Say
tell you
aye.
what, you guys drop me
Aye.
off at 750 feet, and then you go wherever you want.
No, well, you guys are a unit. You need to move as a unit, please. At this point.
Absolute.
I need some sort of consensus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Humans can
I-
fly that in like what? 10 seconds, 10, 6, a minute.
Yeah, you could fly that. He could fly that way. That's also true.
Can we just have like he's just a tiny little thing. Just have him just randomly fly.
A very weird-looking seagull.
Yeah. What if I give him dragon's breath of like cold? At least he'll be whitish, bluish.
Also true. You give him lightning and he'll be blue. He'll blend in. Well, you want to send the bims out to do a little bit of peeking around?
Or you can give him
Yeah.
an invisibility potion as well. Don't you have invisibility the spell? One of you guys?
Nope.
Oh,
That
shit.
is not a normal cleric spell.
No,
I rate send
that's a
Bims
spell
to
I
have a
could have
look,
got.
And a bar.
and then we go for a walk.
Okay, so Bims eagerly accepts the mission, as he always does. He likes to see new places, find new food to eat.
There goes the whole concept of the captain goes down with the ship. The captain's just gone off the ship.
He's a fucking pseudo-dragon, what did you expect? A ship is not his natural habitat. You're lucky he didn't eat that fucking parrot. Anyway, so Bims flies westward towards this rocky little isle. It's a bit too far out of range for him to keep on communicating with you. But it takes him, say, 10 minutes to fly there, fly back. When he does come within range and he perches, he's a little bit poofed and buggered out because he just like dashed all the way there and back. But he says there's nobody in sight. The doors are closed. And he says there's a funny pocket in the door.
What kind of pocket?
Like there's a and he attempts to project the image into your minds, but basically what you see is these 10-foot tall, 5-foot wide. There's a double door built into this rocky face that's been worked brilliantly. There's no handles or anything on it. However, in the left door, around 5 or 6 feet off the ground, there is a hole, maybe 4 inches by 6 inches long. And he says it looks like some of that shiny stuff, like what he wears, and he points at Carcarius. So there seems to be some sort of metal plate, you intuit. Closed, so you can't see.
Okay.
Alright.
He just
Heading on in.
taking the rowboats.
No, we're gonna get as close to the landing beach as we can, yeah?
Captain, what's the Ivor? Nah, fuck, I can't remember. I must really find this dude's name. Anyway, he says to you, Commander, I suggest we send some of the sailors to row you to the coast, and that we move away to be less conspicuous. We'll stay nearby and watch for your signal.
Sure.
Because it's basically, the way it goes is, I don't know if you can see my finger. He has the coast from, yes, Saltmarsh, right? So Saltmarsh goes like this, and then it starts going down. And where this little island is, this little estuary, there's like a little bit of a peninsula, and then it goes up, and then there's the island and the river that goes up into the mainland. So they basically suggesting that they retreat just a little bit around that headland, so that they're not easily visible, but you know where they are.
Cool. Other option also I have, although I don't know what question I'd ask, is I can take some time and speak with Procran and try and divine some information for us. Because I can do divination as a ritual. What level spells? Yay. I just don't know what the fuck to...
Did you need any special components for it?
In a sacrificial offering appropriate to my religion, worth 25 gold. So I feel like gold.
No. A really big tuna fish.
Actually, I mean, with the price of tuna, I could probably just use the tail.
Yeah. I will say that you'll be able to find an acceptable... I don't remember what was acceptable sacrifices for Procran, if there was ever such a thing. I'll leave that in your capable mind to decide what it may be. If you think it's gold, gold it is. So...
Some dry land dirt thrown into the water. 25 gold worth of dirt poured into the water.
25 gold worth of dirt. Yeah, I think there's going to be a shit ton of dirt.
Unless it's very fertile.
I can assist with that.
Look at the
I can
farmer.
assist with that. I can move a lot. 100 pounds worth of objects.
Just this ball of dirt following the ship.
we are complicating this way too much. Whatever it is, I will allow you to deduct 25 gold worth of your money to do it.
Yeah.
I will allow you to
Pretty sure
substitute it.
Yeah. But now the question is, what do I ask Procan?
Can you link the spell for me, please? So I as DM, can see how Procan would need to respond.
Only records I own can be shared.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Where's my... Oh, what are spells under now? Character? Yes.
Character, yeah.
All these fancy smancy things that they did with these menus. Divination.
Yeah.
Let's see if this works. Nope.
What? Divin.
D-I-V-I-N.
I don't know what I did. Something stupid, obviously. And you can cast it as a ritual.
Yeah.
So he's
I can
casting-
ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within the next 7 days.
What?
So, what is the question?
Wow.
Holy shit. When will the Sahuagin attack? I mean, if it's within the
That's
next...
only within the next 7 days.
Yeah, but it will give us a time frame. If it's a no, we know it's at least not 7 days.
Do you
That's
just
true.
ask, and you can only ask a single question, so is this it?
Yeah. Well, but if you cast a spell 2 or more times before finishing a long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get a random reading.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like, today it will rain.
Yes, basically. Your magic 8-ball. So yeah, if you want to try it, you can.
I don't know. It's one thing. At least it gives us a bit of a time frame. What else? What other options are there to ask? Any ideas?
Maybe how many of the bastards are there?
No.
So that we know how many are going to die.
I mean, I could technically do this twice, and the second question we just have 25% chance of finding out if someone's gonna get fat or not. Like,
But it's just you can do it another one the next day, right?
yeah, the rest I can do it a standard one
Well,
again.
Well, then you might as well ask when will they attack first, because
Yeah.
that's more important, right?
No. Well, let me spend what's rituals 10 minutes, eh?
Yeah.
Let
So
me
for
deduct.
10 minutes you pray to Procan.
10 minutes
Right,
plus
throwing
plus
bits of-
casting time.
Throwing bits of fish into the ocean with the gold.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
everyone on board is just watching me throw food and gold into the water.
I think it's going to probably be more a case of you grab one of Beiru's fish, just open his mouth and shove gold into it.
Barry, we need a bigger fish.
So we're still on the ship, right?
For now,
Okay.
I assume. So you complete your casting and you feel a presence. Somehow the smell of the sea intensifies and you feel completely in awe at this connection that you have established with your deity. And you have the sense that Procan is waiting for your question. What do you ask?
Again, will the Sahuagin attack within this? It's no 7 days isn't a week in this world. It's 10-day weeks. Yeah. Will the Sahuagin plan to attack within the next few days?
You get a resounding sound of waves crashing in your ears. And
Ooh, that's loud.
And the answer is no.
Oh, we've got at least 7 days.
Cool. So we can take our time with recon, and
I feel like we still need to try and work out and stop this island from sinking, but that at least gives us time for recon.
Well, you technically said a few days, so we don't have any fucking clue.
It's within 7 days.
You said a few.
Yeah,
That could
but
be 4.
he can see up to 7 days. So I will say up to 7 days. You're fine.
Okay.
I understood the intent. Procan knows all.
Procan knows my soul. It is devout to him. He understands what I mean.
So we have to figure out how many commanders there are, how many people they have, blah blah blah. We can do one each day while we chill on the fucking boat fishing, and then we can go back.
I think Procan may get sick of me over 7 days, but yeah, we can.
That is certainly one way of doing it. It would be a very boring way of doing it.
It'll stop us from dying.
It's the safest way. That's foolproof.
however, it still does not achieve the. How many of the bastards are there?
We can
What's the
ask that.
structure look like?
We can ask
I
that.
think
You
it's
can
you
only-
actually need to go in there to actually get a lay of the land, so to speak.
So that we won't be able to do. Yeah.
You won't
wasn't
necessarily
being
also
serious.
get exact information on the leaders and things.
Yeah.
All right. Let's make it the thing is. Let's do this.
Okay, so you guys get rowed to shore. How far
Not
away
me,
from
we're
that causeway?
flying.
Eh? You're flying.
We're flying.
How far away from the causeway are you trying to set up camp? Because basically where you are along the coast, just to the north and west and east along the coast, it's kind of... It's sort of like a mixture of grassy like sandy dunes. And if you go a little bit deeper in, maybe after say 200 or 300 feet, it starts becoming somewhat swampish and boggy. So,
My home territory.
I thought your home territory was
The
one of switch
Dreadwood.
places.
Yes. Well, the Dreadwood. Who says it's not swampy as well?
Okay, there might be something in there, but yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, let's disembark and just start heading over, and just check as we get closer if we can find a decent place to camp where we're protected, they can't see our fire kind of thing and stuff like that.
are you all going to help look for such a place?
Sure.
Yeah, give me some survival or perception checks.
Well, have we made landfall yet, or are we
Yes.
just doing it from the ship? Okay.
No, you would need to be on land to find such a place.
Nope.
So 15, a 10, ooh, a 24 for Carcarius.
Where's your
Procan's got
guidance?
my back.
Apparently.
Yeah, Procan seriously got my back today.
I got 16 only.
So that would be a 28 for Carcarius. A 16 for Beirut. 7 for Siren. 10 for Xerxes. Why is it twice?
For the scouting, if there was how far away we were from the place.
Oh, the first
Ages
one was that
ago.
one. Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah.
So, I just scrolled up and it literally just stopped with both of your rolls. I wasn't sure. Alright, so you managed to find a place. There's some bushes and things and a little bit of a dip behind a dune that gives you some cover, but with still a good enough, point of view to the causeway, and you can see the door directly. And you taking out your spyglass, Xerxes, you actually can see this little hole. Not very clearly, obviously, but you can see this hole in the door. How long are you guys going to sit there for?
Okay, how far away from the hole in the door are we?
You guys are maybe around, let's say 70 feet away from the causeway. The causeway itself is 100 and... Let me just make sure quickly. If I remember right, it's either 120 or 190 feet long. Not that one.
Okay, so Xerxes, is that actually a hole in the door, or is it like one of those slider things?
I don't know. Here, look. And I'll give you the spyglass.
I swear. I know I wrote this note down this afternoon. Why can't I find it? No, this frustrates me. Hang on, let me just grab the book. Because I'm sure it's here. 190 feet from the coast to the ledge. It is 10 foot wide and about 10 to 15 foot thick in places. Alright, so it's sturdy. In other words, it can hold your weight. So you looking through the spyglass at the door for what exactly?
That hole.
Yeah.
Is it an actual hole that you can? It's a hole all the way through, or is it a hole that's got?
No, Bim's already told
Yeah, like
you. It
like
seems
the
to be
slidey
blocked.
plates.
It's supposedly metal, like metal material.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see if I.
Stone. When
Yeah,
you
but
look
that's what-
through that hole.
Yeah, but if I look at through that hole, that does it look to me as if it could be a sliding plate? You know, like for someone to have a look through to see what's on the other side of the door.
You are too far away.
Even
however,
looking through the spyglass, I can't see that detail.
highs or lows? I haven't done that for a while.
Hi.
Eyes.
Low.
There's 3 highs and 1 low. So
No, you don't see any more detail. You're too far away.
Yeah, but I do because I got low.
This works. You don't have the spyglass either. So
okay, I'll
the sun
give
starts
Xerxes
to
his.
dip below the horizon. Actually, wait. Sun sets in the east, the west. Rises in the east, sets in the west. So
Yeah.
it would
I don't
technically
know.
be
I'm not sure
sitting
what planet we're
behind
on.
this island at this point, sort of. No, it's south of you. No.
Okay, I'm going to hand Xerxes the spyglass back, and I'm going to ask him, what is the range on your fireballs?
150, 20, 50?
I think it's 120.
150.
Okay.
You don't have spell sniper, hey?
No. I've got... what are they again? Quickened and twinned. I just got quickened.
And I don't have... Just checking something quickly. Un momento.
What?
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 Huh?
What? Huh?
Who, what, where, what?
Hey?
What?
Ah.
Ooh? Ooh?
What series is that from again?
What, where,
Home
where, why?
Improvement?
Can't remember.
Ooh?
There's something on Nickelodeon.
Home
So
Improvement.
Oh, yes, it was. Yeah, Home Improvement.
Nope, don't remember that one.
Before your time, Mickey. Sorry. What's his name?
The sass.
Xerxes is swinging his non-existent rapier because you don't have it yet.
Don't die?
No, it was going to take another 27 days to make. As I said,
Another?
I'm giving it to you.
Oh, so it took 47 days
Oh, no,
to make.
No. It was 7 days. Yeah, it still needed another 7 days to make.
Oh, okay.
After the downtime. Sorry, you're right. I had the 20 in my head. Yeah. Neville, what are we doing?
No, that's what I say. My ideas.
Shit.
None of them have
Moving
the.
Next
none
idea.
of them have the range. Okay, so
To do what?
perhaps.
You haven't actually said what you're trying to do.
Well, we are currently. You said we're 70 feet away from the causeway.
Yeah, you're about 260
And-
feet away from the ledge. And then it's another 30 feet to the door.
Right. So we're roughly 300 feet away.
Roughly.
So we need to get at least another 150 to 250 feet closer before we can actually start doing any kind of a recon. But there's a good chance that there are going to be Sahuagin in the water somewhere. So I'm trying to think of a way that we can get to have a look in the water without getting spotted.
Well, Bims can take a spyglass and go like whatever 20 foot in the air and see what he can see.
Oh,
30.
the other thing I was
Just-
thinking of is sending Whiskers, because Whiskers doesn't breathe.
Just as another note, this control water has a range of 300 feet.
We should have just climbed onto that Azure dragon thing and then turtle dragon. The turtle, the snapping turtle,
The dragon
the
turtle.
turtle island dragon.
Turtle.
What are you guys doing? Okay, well, I'm gonna say while this is happening, something does happen. You hear a strange grating noise sort of echo over this quiet estuary, and the stone doors start opening slowly. They're fucking heavy, it seems. And you see a small group of figures coming out. Do you raise the spyglass to look at them?
Yes.
They are easily identifiable as Sahuagin. The doors close behind them, and these 5 Sahuagin cross the bridge. They pass not too far away from where you guys are, maybe 40 feet away from you guys. But
On
they don't
land?
seem, yep, they don't seem to be paying too much attention. They're sort of inattentive, and they walk straight past you guys and head into the swamps.
Okay.
They walk straight
Follow
past us.
They didn't see
Can
you
you-
guys. You guys were like hidden.
Were
Can
they
Whiskers follow?
armed? Yeah, well, first wanted to know, are they armed?
Yes.
Okay.
A couple of them
I'll-
have these huge clubs, and the rest
Club.
is like these trident spears.
Okay, so Whiskers up, I would say, and I'm going to very stealthily follow behind them, slow as possible. I'm not going to try and catch up to them if they're outpacing me, but Whiskers will keep with them, but from at least 70, 80 feet in the air above them.
How far away can Whiskers be from you at any given point?
Whiskers can be as far as possible from me, but I can only communicate with him in 100 feet.
But isn't it also only up to a mile or something that Whiskers can be away
Yeah,
from you,
something.
otherwise he disappears?
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, they're not going to get that far away from me.
How do you know?
Take it they're walking.
They're walking.
As long as they're
Okay.
not running, then it should be good.
So basically, you follow them for a while. Night has fallen now. You can see fine.
So roll
Whiskers-
anything? Or...
Can Whiskers see in the dark?
Yep.
Wasn't sure. That's why I'm asking. So you follow these guys for a while, and eventually they come to a, let's say, a firmer section of ground within the swamp, and you can see there are several figures waiting for them there.
Sorry,
you know
just
what these
by the
are?
way, Whiskers can be freaking in Timbuktu for all the spell clears.
Okay.
Only communication and touch casting within 100 feet.
You guys know what it is, but I don't know if your characters know what it is. You see a creature that looks like this. Actually, 3 of them, waiting apparently for these Sahuagin.
Ooh, those fuckers.
The same as the ones that were on top of the bloody roof. of the tower.
No, different.
No, these are considerably smaller.
Ah, considerably smaller ones. Okay.
The ones that you saw on top of the roof were like,
So more like the grey one's size. Not
yeah,
the red one's size.
these are roughly the size of that grey one, whereas the red one was much bigger. The ones you saw on top of that roof looked like this, a lot deadlier.
Yeah, mutated versions.
So they seem to be conversing.
Can I hear them?
Depends on how close you're going to get. They're not
I'm
talking
gonna
very
get-
loudly.
I'm gonna get as close as possible.
And there are
But
some
very
mosquitoes
carefully.
flying around. There are basically as large as house cats.
What the?
That's lovely. Okay, tell me, is there any trees close to them
This
that...
is a swamp. There are trees, but they are funny-looking trees.
Swamp.
No, but like any trees close to them that I could get behind,
Yeah,
that's like close to it, within earshot of them?
you can try. Give me a stealth roll.
No, I'm just asking, are there any?
Yeah,
Because all I need to do is get to within 30 feet of that tree.
yeah. There is.
Alright, so stealth check. Do I
Stealth
get advantage because I'm doing this very carefully?
check. No, you get a stealth roll.
Damn you.
What? Damn me.
Well, I get a stealth roll. Oops, shit, that's the wrong button to push. I get a stealth roll. Where's my slapping on myself?
A plus 10. That's stupid. Plus 2, so 21. Alright. Good news is they do not notice you.
That's good.
You hear them speaking. What languages do you know?
Phew. Hang ten. I've got to find my list.
Ow.
It's here somewhere.
I'm blind.
Aquan, Common, Elvish, Infernal, and then another unmentionable one.
Okay. So you do not understand what is being spoken. You just hear them speaking some strange language filled with hisses and croaks. This goes on for maybe 10-15 minutes before the frog-like creatures depart and move off to the east, and the Sahuagin start marching back south again.
Okay, I'll wait like 2 or 3 minutes. Whiskers will follow the froggies,
Okay. So
and then I will also follow the froggies.
you will also follow the froggies, not the...
Yeah, but
Sahuagin.
after a few minutes, because the Sahuagin are going back the direction they came.
Yeah.
So
So-
basically, they're going back to their little fortress.
It doesn't
I
take
would-
very long
Mm.
before the rest of you guys see those same Sahuagin returning, but Beirut is not following them as far as you can tell. Beirut, you carry on following deeper and deeper into the swamp. Eventually they get to a rundown, it would barely be called a village. Lots of little mud huts and things, and you see many more of these frogs. There's maybe around 100 of them in this village, and they move up to a particularly large frog-like being. Still not as big as those other things. This one is just like grotesquely fat, and seems to be a chief of some sort, by the way they demur to him. And they seem to be giving some sort of report, but you cannot get any closer. There are many of these parakis that are armed, and they are keeping careful watch.
Okay, so you say this is a village. I take it it's all wooden huts and stuff like that. Do they
Not
have like a wall
Not really.
around?
Not really.
So not wood and mud.
No. Mud.
Okay. And that's it. So they just report that
Yep.
big.
And he disappears inside a hut, and the rest of them go and basically go about their business. You can't really tell which ones were the three. They sort of get lost in the crowd. It is night. There are fires lit, but it's dark.
Where's the... You say that the big dude disappeared into a hut.
Yeah.
Where's that hut in relation to the other...
Center of the village.
Center of the
Well,
village?
did you expect the chief's hut to be on the edge?
Just doing recon.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently I'm not allowed to kill anybody. Yet.
So, what do you do? The rest of you guys notice those doors opening again. You gave Xerxes his spyglass back, right?
Yeah, so she says it's right across back, yes.
Xerxes, when that door opens again to admit the party that went out, before it did so, you noticed that indeed there does seem to be a latched window that somebody was keeping a lookout of, and they saw them approaching and the doors opened. When the doors open, you are greeted by a sight of a huge Sahuagin. You haven't seen a Sahuagin this size before. It's easily stands about 7.5 feet tall, and it has 4 arms. It is extremely muscled, well armored, and when those 5 Sahuagin approach, they drop down to their knees in front of this figure. And it seems like one of them is giving a report back. Then they all stand up and follow the large figure inside, and the doors close.
So they didn't knock, they didn't say anything, they did nothing, and the doors opened for them because someone was keeping an eye.
Yeah. So basically, what you can intuit is that because like this patrol or whatever they were went out, somebody was keeping an eye, waiting for them to return. Now they have done so, the doors are shut again.
Okay.
Beirut, what are you doing?
I'll stick around and observe for a little bit, see if that big asshole moves around. I'll stick there maybe like an hour or so.
Nothing happens. It's boring as fuck.
Guys, should
If
we
you were
start
a
worrying
cop, you
about
would need
Beirut if he
donuts
hasn't
and
come
a
back
bottle.
yet?
I'll I'll chew on some worm while I'm eating, while I'm waiting.
Oh, that worm. I thought you were like digging in the swamp for a worm. Okay,
We're gonna have worm for a while here, so.
you guys got a lot of rations of that shit.
But that was a feat of nature, freaking defeating that damn thing.
It was lucky. That's what you were.
It was a feat of nature. That was skill, planning.
Nope.
We had it right where we wanted it.
Uh-huh. So, after an hour, you start heading back. The rest of
So
you
if-
guys...
Nothing happens. Yeah.
No, nothing
Then I'll
happens.
I'll retreat, but I'll make sure that I can get my way back there.
It is uneventful. Nothing funny. You dodge some of those very large mosquitoes and things. I mean, there's some other little critters that you see and you can hear skittering around, but they pretty much leave you alone.
If I see anything when I head back towards, like, out of the swamp, like something like a deer or anything like that,
You
I'll try
don't
hunt
normally
it.
find deer
What?
in a swamp.
No, I said when I get out of the swamp, heading out the edge of the swamp
Yeah,
to
but
where we were.
it's like swamp, and then it's like a little bit of grassy dunes until you get to the beach. There's not particularly deer
There
country.
might be rabbits.
Yeah,
Well, there's a known dune
Something.
deer.
Rabbit season.
The rat.
Yeah, anything that could be nice and juicy to eat.
A rat.
Crabs.
Remember in the Eastern Cape, there's like donkeys and cows and stuff that literally sleep on the beach.
Yeah, but those are not like natural inhabitants.
We're not at the beach. Where do you?
So, you eventually return. Your companions are sitting there in the dark.
Half asleep.
There's a bit of a half moon out at the moment.
And when I get back, I'll say, I found a village to attack. About 100 or so froggies.
Wait,
We can take him. Not.
are we French?
Oh shit! That's a bit dark. Thank you, Mickey.
You are welcome.
Yeah, I mean, if frogs' legs taste delicious, surely frog people's legs are even more delicious, sir.
Aren't they like demonic? Kind
No,
of.
those ones aren't. They're just frog people.
Those
Innocent frog people.
are they innocent?
Wait a minute. You describe to them what they is, what they is, and what they is not.
Yeah,
if you want to know
also
what
this-
them is, give me some
They're bloody frog people. I don't care.
nature check. If anybody
Nature.
wants to know.
Well,
Just-
they're technically on the coast, so
Sure.
that should be in my bestiary.
I'll just
No.
say
Your
Xerxes,
bestiary is for
they have-
beasts.
they have mud huts. Alright. They're not exactly advanced. I'm sure a well-placed fireball will nuke half of them to start with. We just
But-
want the big one in the middle to chat. So his hut is in the middle. So if we nuke out the outskirts, because these guys had a meeting with the guys inside the big-ass fortress. So
Are-
if we can get the big guy to talk to us, voila. That's half of our recon done.
Xerxes? Nature,
Hope.
not survival.
But
What?
surviving.
But I'm surviving.
But isn't that genocide, Peru?
No, because we will leave the leader alive. Sort of.
Xerxes, you know these without a doubt are bullywogs.
Yeah, it's in the name, bully. So let's go.
Jeremiah was a bullywog.
No, I think it means like.
Around the fat dude.
I think it means like bullfrog. But okay.
Something like that. So, feel free to discuss.
Are we really gonna kill
Yeah, let's
innocents?
go chat to them. I'll go whatever 150,
Okay.
120 foot in the air.
If it
And
goes sideways, then
if
just
anything, if anything goes sour, I'm fucking dropping a wall of fire on them.
if anything goes sour, Xerxes becomes Putin.
Yeah,
Siren is very
going nuclear on
complicated.
them.
Yeah, the thing is, we just need to keep the one guy alive because I
That's
didn't
where
understand what these guys
Everyone
said
has
at their
wood right
meeting.
now.
I'm conflicted.
Yeah, they had a meeting. I didn't
Yeah.
understand what they said, so we need to get information out of them somewhere. If you want to go, like Carcarius or somebody, go in and have a jabberwocky to them, fine. If you don't like my plan,
Do any of you speak bullywog?
I can comprehend languages.
so can I.
I've got the spell tongues, which I think grants the creature touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears.
As I say, comprehend languages allows you to read things.
Yeah.
But no, I cannot speak.
But I can do tongues.
I think you can understand it, but you can't speak it. Yeah, tongues is the better version.
Of course, tongues is better.
So,
No, for the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see,
yes, you
but you must be
understand.
touching the
Doesn't
surface.
You
mean
cannot speak it.
Yeah, you can't speak it.
You can read it, you can listen to it, but you can't speak it.
Oh, excuse
You
me.
can comprehend.
Okay, so we can listen. Alright.
Blah, work.
So, do you guys want to do
So are we gonna try to talk to these guys?
You may.
Well, let's do it. We've got Xerxes as a backup. So
Yeah.
let's see what we can find out.
Alrighty.
We say nothing of the Sahuagin though. Like, let's not say that we saw them talking. Let's just
We're
Maybe
lost.
we're random adventurers.
Tell you what, we'll leave the talking to you.
How long does
Fair enough.
tongues last for?
1 hour.
Oh, okay, so you can cast it before you go into the village, basically.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys basically follow the trail back to where... actually, this is a swamp. Beirut, give me a survival check. To see if
Anyone
you can
want
find
to
your
give
way
me
back.
advantage?
No, they cannot give you advantage because they didn't join you.
Well, they can jog my memory.
So either you suck or you don't. You suck. You wander and you still suck. You wander and wander and wander in the swamp, and you cannot find your way back.
I said I was making note of exactly how I
Did he
got
say that,
there.
guys? Did he?
Yes, I did. When I was said I'm on my way back, I said I'm going to make sure that I recall the way to get back. That's why I said it, so I could get advantage on my bloody survival roll on the way back.
Cheater. Fine. give me another survival roll. Let's see
With
if you
advantage
have...
this time.
No, just give me one more roll to see whether or not you have any better success.
That's a 19.
Shit.
Oh no,
And you
that's
find your way
22.
back to the fucking village.
That's 22. Yeah, baby.
So there are a few
Make
guards
Croker and
posted
helps me nicely.
here and there. But you find a route that, if you are good with your stealth rolls, you'll be able to sneak right up to the back of that chief's larger hut, and you will probably be able to sneak inside. There's no guards outside the hut or anything. So, you want to go sneaky sneaky? Who's sneaky sneaky?
Just, do we really want to...
Yeah, 120 foot in the air.
But will you like go over the village itself, or will you stay on the outskirts?
I'm gonna be above where everyone else is, 120 foot above them while they move.
Okay, cool. I will need you to make a stealth roll as well. Just so I know, just to see if the guards observe you flying, basically. And see how quietly you can hover.
Stealth.
Everybody else, give me some stealth.
Oh gosh. Yeah, my rolls aren't
Pro can guide me.
in it today. Ah!
Oh my word.
But
guys.
in fairness, do we really want to sneak up to these people if we want information? I feel like rocking up in the guy's house unannounced is not the best way to go
You
about it.
literally like a percussion band walking into the village.
It's
One-man band.
That only two of you guys managed to succeed on this roll. I'm gonna say it is a failure for the group, and you are apprehended by some of these very agitated bullywogs who are shoving these very crude spears in your faces when they catch you approaching the village, and they are chirping and continuing.
Just careful now. We're just passing through. I cast it while we were walking there.
So one of the larger bullywogs like sticks his spear right in front of your face, and he says, "Why are you here?"
We're just adventurers moving through the swamp, and we saw signs of your village, so we thought we'd come and ask for some help with navigating this place.
Why we not just make you slaves? I need a new latrine pit, Doug.
I'd like take the tip of his spear and just move it away. It's like, because this won't do much.
He moves it back, and he says, "You want to talk to Chief? We think Chief
Yes.
you talk to." He says, "You follow. No funny business."
What?
No funny business.
He
Understood.
croaks.
I just hear croaking.
Please tell me they walk and don't hop.
But they walk like strange. It's sort of like a rolling gait. It's weird. I mean, they have these really floppy, webby feet. They do look like they're more amphibious than other species. They actually remind you kind of those Lokota, those funny fish people. Also with the webby feet and that. But they bring you before that big hut, and one of them disappears inside, and it takes a while, but eventually this very large fat bullywug comes out, and he's not happy, he's not pleased. You see he's like wolfing down a sack of something, some sort of wineskin, and he burps, and the breath that hits you is like something crawled out of somewhere that you would much rather not meet again.
Like, I'll try and contain it. It's like, well, I see why you are chief here. You look powerful.
He immediately like puffs out a little bit more, and he sort of got like a bigger throat sack as well that like expands, and he says, "I am the boss. I am powerful.
I see that.
I'm also hungry."
When I see him puff out like that, and of course with that wonderful breath, I'll take a couple of rations, like maybe 2 or 3 rations of worm meat, and hand it over to Carcarius.
Well, if you're hungry, we bring delicacies. I'll hand them over some purple.
And he like.
Yes, this is from a very special worm. It is super tasty.
And he grabs it so quickly, it actually like belies how agile he actually is. You get a sense that he looks really grotesquely fat. He looks like he's slow and ploddy, but he's got some reflexes on him. And before you know it, that worm meat is out of your hand and in his mouth. And he like takes a big gulp, and it's gone. And he says, "You have more? We talk.
Do.
Come."
Yes, we talk and
He
eat.
turns around and he leads you into his hut, and it's like, it stinks in here. It's rank. You see like fish heads lying all over the place.
I take some,
It's nasty.
like I assume in like a components parts, I've got lavender or something, and I just like
Just
stick
like
it into my nose.
mint. Just shove some mint sprigs up your nasal passage or something.
Hair puffs up.
And he sits down, and he's like eagerly waiting for more of this meat. He says, "Sit, we talk."
I'll stand by the door and just.
There's more of the frog people that enter with him, and you feel a spear point in your back. Chief, say sit.
I don't hear him, eh? Well, I hear him, but I don't understand him.
He keeps on
Barry, they want
By the
you.
door.
They want you to sit down.
I'll just tell them I'd prefer to stand here by the door, thank you.
again.
Chief, would it be okay if my friend stands? His knees are bad. He is weak.
He is weak. That's why he should sit.
But if he sits, he's not getting up off the floor, and you don't want him here for too long. He stinks.
My people will help him. Fam.
Siren just laughs because it's just
No,
angry
I
croaking.
tried. They want you to sit.
You feel a sharp poke in your back again.
Croaking noises.
I'll turn
The
around.
bullywog
guy that
behind you
poked me,
farts.
I'll growl at him, and then I'll go and sit. The one that's poking me in this back.
He
I'll
croaks
growl at
back
him.
at you. Carcarius is the only one that understands that he said, "Fucking sit."
Giggles.
Weak knees.
Shh,
And,
now we can't
They like you,
tell them.
Barry.
the chief says, "So why you come to our village? Other than bringing delicacies. Where's the delicacies?"
I'm just gonna like say, Bums, what's happening? Just so that I also know what's going on.
Oh yeah, of course, you're just flying above. You just saw them disappear inside. Bims
Fingers on the button, ready to nuke.
Bims says to you, Carcarius, since he knew that you were the one being able to comprehend what these frog things are talking, he says, "Everything alright in there?"
Yes.
Boss wants
Yes.
to know.
So, all alright for now. In discussion with Chief.
He relates.
Make a signal when you want me to make something happen.
Actually,
Yeah.
these mud huts are weird. Think of an upside down onion, and they've got like a central like little area, a little chimney going up, where central cooking fire is, and that's basically where you guys are sitting around at the moment. There is some smoke curling up. If you wanted to, Xerxes, you could probably flutter down onto the roofs. What was your stealth? Your stealth was pretty good. Yeah, your stealth was excellent. You could probably like land on the roof quietly and pray to Glacier that the roof holds. It's made out of mud after all. And you could probably peek down at the conversation below.
I'll do that, but I also can, use my wings a little bit to...
Yeah, just
if
to...
it's...
I understand what you mean. Just so that your full weight isn't on the roof. So you can basically hear Carcarius talking their language, but you can see everything. Well, not everything, but most of what's going on. You can see everybody around the fire at least. Yeah. So are you offering this guy some more meat?
Yeah.
So you do so, and like he just like keeps on wolfing it down. I mean, this guy's got an appetite second to none. But eventually he gives a contented belch and fart and drinks some more from that wineskin. And you can see there is an emblem on that wineskin that looks slightly familiar now that you're in some of this firelight. It has got a sort of like an initial on it, sort of like a house emblem that you recognize from Saltmarsh. And it is actually Gellen's trading company.
Okay.
It's the same one that those smugglers ones.
Yep. It looks very familiar to you.
We'll go into that just now.
I'm just going to lean over to Kat and I'm going to say, Kat, you really think my plan was that bad now?
What plan? No one's noticed, but Siren's been laughing and giggling and like talking to herself. No one's noticed. It's been crazy. What?
Actually, you should be somewhat of a curiosity to these frog people, since you're a cat. You don't look, well, none of you actually look like each other, so now that I think of it, you're quite a diverse group.
I don't look well, you're right. Like I was saying, I was giggling because it's just a bunch of croaking noises.
We should have actually cast comprehend languages before we came in.
No, she's not. Like, I'm enjoying myself.
It's entertaining just listening to the weird frog noises.
Especially coming out of Carcarius' mouth.
Down to business, he says. Why are you here?
So we were traveling through these areas to one of the people towns nearby. And we saw signs of your village, and also we saw that structure down by the water, and we were wondering what it was.
And he says a word, you understand it, the rest of them don't, but it's basically the Bullywog word for Sahuagin. And he says, basically the fish people, the shark people, they came to us. They want to make friends.
Why are they nice people to make friends with?
I just realized the best accent for these guys. Sorry, from Star Wars, not Clone Wars, the big guy from the first movie, from Phantom Menace.
Jabba the Hutt.
No, not Jabba. The guy on Naboo.
Jar Jar.
No. Jar Jar's king.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. Imagine this frog is pretty much like him. Just not as nicely dressed. He's just like this really froggy fat fuck. But anyway, where were we?
Does that mean there's a Jar Jar in this town?
Probably.
No.
Good job. You're not very bright. There's probably
nuke it now.
So he says, they basically want to make an alliance with us. They want my people to work for them, but they haven't offered me enough reason to.
But you look like such powerful people. Why would you work for someone?
Exactly. They do not know our worth. One of my warriors is worth 10 of theirs.
I mean, I've heard of these fish people. They are weaklings as well. You look much stronger than them.
Exactly. This is why I have not made an alliance.
Stay.
They refuse to give me tribute.
Do they say why they want the
They
alliance or
look
what
weak.
they are doing?
Sorry, what did Alan say?
I was just like to say, they look weak as hell, though, right? They really do.
No, I'm solely pandering to the soak.
No, I know, but like they really are weak. They're very, very weak. They look weak, right? They're like super weak.
You're talking about the
I'm
Bullywug
asking
or
a
the
question.
Sahuagin?
The Bullywug, but not the main one. The rest of them,
The
they
rest.
look weak, right?
Yeah, they are not exactly fighting fit.
They're
But
like
yeah.
Jar Jars.
They're worse than Jar Jars, probably.
Okay.
Ow, you're stabbing me.
And
Jar Jar could actually get on the Senate.
what were you asking? Sorry, Richard.
So like, why would they want you to work for them? What are they trying to do?
They want us to help them attack some place. I don't know. I think they want slaves.
Yeah.
They busy building. I don't know. But that island of theirs, their priestess, she's very powerful with magic. Not like,
Is
not
she
like
the
my
one-
priestess. My priestess cannot even keep the mosquitoes away.
Is their priestess responsible for the building?
Yes. No, not for the building. She's the one that made the island sink.
Ah, okay. Oh,
She
she
works a big
sounds.
mojo.
Yeah.
2 months ago, whole island was up. 1 month ago, island down. Now even further down. Big mojo.
See,
Very insightful.
What are these gestures?
Okay,
well-
I don't often do this as a DM, but from the way these guys speak, yes, they are sentient, much like Jar Jar again. They speak, but they're not too bright. On a scale of 1 to 20, they're a 7.
they've got a grade 2. They've got a grade 2 at best.
Yeah,
Noticing Siren
he's
walking them.
maybe a couple of points more intelligent than the rest of them, but
Like 3.5.
maybe. Enough to get maybe a +1 modifier. He's maybe as smart as a common person.
I'm gonna
So-
ask Carcarius, can he
Yeah.
relay roughly what the hell he's talking about? Because
Yeah,
would
no,
like to-
I would have while talking, I would have sort of been translating for everyone so they're on par with the conversation.
So they're gonna make a suggestion. Why don't they make the Sahuagin slave? Maybe we can get them to like show us what their defenses are like.
Yeah,
He says,
Chief, if they want you to work for them, why don't you get them to work for you since you're the stronger?
he says, I would, but that would make me look weak. Why would I want weaklings working for me? No.
Well, it would if you get weaklings working for you, your strong people would be able to
But
strengthen
if I am strong,
themselves
why do
more.
I need the weak ones? Does not make
Someone's
sense.
got to clean the toilet.
I have Joe
Someone
for
needs
that.
Someone needs to dig the latrines.
I hope you got that reference.
I'm gonna
Joe
ask-
Plumber. Sorry.
Yeah, got it.
I'm gonna ask telepathically to Gargarius. Are they coming back to renegotiate at all? Do you know if that's going to happen and when?
I'll ask. Chief, are these fish people? Did they say they would be back, or are they gonna? Was that a one-time conversation with them?
He shouts some incomprehensible gurgle that you assume is some sort of name. It was certainly not Joe. And a smaller frog. And Beirut, it's difficult to tell the differences like between these frogs because you're sure that most of them share the same mother. But you think this might have been one of those 3 frog people that you saw in talking to the Sahuagin, and it immediately like rushes in and like collapses, like bowing down to the big guy. And the big guy asks him, "When did they say come back?" And it mumbles something about a week's time. They need to talk to their leaders about our tribute demands.
No, well, they obviously think you're powerful if it's going to take them that long to convince their leaders to support you.
Obviously. It makes sense. Big.
Yes,
Big
yes you are.
boss.
Yes, big and powerful.
Is there more of that worm?
Yes.
He leads.
I'll give him some more. I think, Chief, we will head on our way. We will leave you with some more worm, and we will be on our way. Thank you for talking to us. You are very powerful, and we acknowledge that.
We be friends. I give you advice.
I would like advice.
If you are interested in the fish people, they are many. Don't piss them off.
Thank you for the advice. I will take it and use it wisely.
Does he know how many?
Yeah, how many?
Yeah. Do you know how many by number, or
I can show you.
did they tell you?
He says, "Come,"
Okay.
and he leads you outside. And he lets
This time
out
he's
this
just gonna
huge
draw, like-
croaking roar. And immediately, like 100 of these bullywogs assemble in the open area of the village in front of the chief.
Oh,
And
that's
he
so much
says-
experience.
Me what?
You! And he points at one of the frogs. Hold up hands. And he says, and they've only got like 4 fingers.
No,
He says,
they're not.
you. And he's like, you. And he's like, you. And he's like,
Oh
you.
no.
And he says, he looks at the little guy that spoke to them, and he says, this much? And the little guy like shrugs, and he says, you. And then obviously there's like 50 frogs, and they all got their hands up like this.
Carcass. What are they doing?
They're trying to count.
Oh gosh.
200?
Shh, no, they're special.
says-
Don't worry about it.
Yes, this is right amount. Maybe 10 or 20 bullywogs off.
Maybe 10 or...
Jesus.
I mean,
So,
wait, no,
50 bullywogs holding both hands up. Is that what we're dealing with here?
Yeah. So, from your estimate, you believe this could mean anything from 50 Sahuagin to 400 Sahuagin.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
It's something we didn't know before. We've got a range at least.
We have an estimate, give or take a few hundred.
He says, but now you know why I say. They come to me
Yeah.
because I am powerful. I am strong.
Number.
But
I
I
would
am now
see
your
that.
friend because you brought me good food.
They would make good food.
And we will make good friends.
I will give you a gift.
What?
Okay. Do I want to get from this guy?
Doesn't matter whether you want it or not, you're gonna get it.
Do you have-
I would
I'll
appreciate
accept it.
And they bring a bucket.
Oh
And
god.
inside this bucket, it looks like some sort of crayfish. He says, this is our delicacy. I love this stuff. I eat it for breakfast. I eat it for second breakfast.
Oh no.
I eat it for third breakfast.
Oh, luncheons?
No, lunch I eat something else. But then for dessert, I eat this. It's juicy, sweet. And these are freshly caught. You must eat them alive. Otherwise they lose something.
We will.
He presents the bucket to you.
I'll take one and bite into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Strangely, it is actually very tasty.
Who's the cat?
It's juicy,
How is it?
like he said, and it is somewhat sweet. However,
Good.
these have
I'm
not
not
been
poisoned.
cleaned properly.
I don't know.
So while you're busy eating it, and you taste
Poop
the
shoot.
juicy flesh, you start getting a gritty sensation in your mouth. And you
Oh,
realize you've probably
What's that?
eaten something that you shouldn't have eaten.
Sand.
I need you to
I'm-
make a constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Hold it in, Siren. Hold it in. We're trying to impress these things.
Siren successfully holds it in. She swallows and smiles. He says, "Good,
Oh,
yeah?
Our friend approves. We will take these and share them with our people and let them know of your generosity.
Thank you.
Why do you stay?
I will see you again. You bring more of the meat.
Yes, we'll bring more delicacies
Maybe
when we
set
find
up
them.
trade.
I think that can be arranged.
I give you more of these. You give me more of the meat.
I believe we can do that. We just need to hunt more of the meat and we will bring it to you.
You see, there's like a little goblet of the purple worm meat that's sort of like fallen down and is like just resting on his belly. And one of the little frogs like tries to grab it, and he notices it, and immediately he grabs this thing's arm, grabs the piece of meat, throws it into his mouth, and he just like picks up the little guy and just throws him maybe 20 feet away. He says, "Excuse my son. He's slow."
Now I'm wondering, just looking at this, I'm glad I didn't go with my first plan when I saw these guys.
Actually, make me some insight checks, everyone.
God, please tell me they're all his son.
I was just
Aw.
thinking the same thing.
Insight. Insight. I can't. There we go.
I have 2 plus 2 is 4.
Yeah.
So, however, Xerxes, Siren, Beirut, you don't know. You don't have much facility with these things. But Siren, Xerxes, and Carcarius, you sure as fuck know that there's some serious shit going on. Yeah, they all have a resemblance to the big poobah.
We found Hickville.
Yep. This is Frog Hickful.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You guys, I think it's time for us to get out of here.
So you say your farewells. The frogs
Yeah.
let you go. There's a lot of gibbering and jabbering as you leave their village. Most of it is like amazement as the big guy describes the delicious taste and how he's going to bring a new era of prosperity to them with this meat.
What is the height of all of these frogs, roughly?
The height.
4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet?
Yeah, I think they're.
Can we just
range-
teleport a live purple worm to them and say, "Here, hunt it yourself"?
I don't think they'll win.
They are fairly.
Oh, no, that's the point.
diminutive, if I remember right. I just want to make double sure.
Set up trade with the purple worm. We will feed you bullywogs if you don't kill us.
Fair trade?
Yeah, strangely they don't actually particularly say. But if I remember right from somewhere else that I've read, I think they're comparative to a dwarf. They can be anywhere between 4 and 5 foot.
Okay.
But the big guy, he's a bit bigger. So, You guys
Oh,
make your way back to the bluff space, basically.
Yeah, and I'll get Bims to tell Xerxes. Okay, no nuclear yet.
It's basically been a couple of hours, maybe pushing it 3 hours since you made your expedition. No, that's not the right word. Expedition. There we go. Into the swamp and back again. You guys arrive back. It's the middle of the night. Do you want to set up camp? Wait
I thought
until
we already
morning?
set up camp.
Eh?
I thought we already set up
No,
camp.
but I mean like
Yeah,
actual
camp for the night.
camp for the night kind of a thing.
And I think also
Yeah.
set up a watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so glad I didn't do my original plan. My original plan was I was going to shape change into one of them, walk into the big Kahoni's hut, cast darkness, and force him out. I'm glad I didn't go with that plan. I came back to you
I think
guys.
this way was a much better. So, all right, guys. I think we're going to call it there for the evening as well. And we will see you guys next week. Stay safe, and we will be back at some point.